Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night we know that they ride or die. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night we boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. My name came up a lot of times, more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot of times, more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot of times, more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot of times, more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. OG boy. Day we hustle, but the night we OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but know that they ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. CJ Ike, they ain't no longer about. They ain't no longer about. They ain't no longer about. CJ Ike, they ain't no longer about. Know that they ride or die. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night we boys by my side. Know that they ride or die.
Hello, I am Uncle Mike, your favorite gamer's favorite uncle, and welcome to my live stream here on Mike Day. Most people call it Hump Day, but they forget about what the Campbell was saying in the commercial, and it was Mike. So it's Mike Day here on October 12th. That's what we are, October 12th. And first, some NOTAMs before we get started. And so, yeah, first thing is that if you are watching this after the live stream, then there should be chapters down in the description below. That way you can go ahead and jump to your favorite part of the video so you can check out those chapters down in the description. Also, I am running a contest once I reach 500 subscribers. And so you can also go down the description and see the contest rules, the official rules for the giveaway that I am doing once I reach 500 subscribers. So go out there and tell all your friends and stuff about my channel, especially all you Av geeks out there, hunters and all that, or Xbox players and gamers and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you please share my channel, because I'd like to get to 500 subscribers by the end of this year. So thank you very much for that. If you are already a subscriber, thumbs up, because you are amazing. To all my current subscribers, 421 of you. So that is pretty cool. And I already talked about the next live stream, but the next live stream will... Actually, I didn't talk about the next live stream. The next live stream will be Sunday, October 16th at 9 a.m. And we'll be probably back here in Microsoft Flight Simulator doing another flight, because that's my main live stream game. But every about 2 weeks or so, I do then live stream usually a hunting simulator. Right now it's Way of the Hunter. And so with that, please, if you haven't already, please subscribe if you haven't. Click that like button if you do. Share and talk about my channel. Come join me in chat in a future live stream. And so with that, let's game on. So here we are in Microsoft Flight Simulator on the Xbox Series X. And as you can see here, we are sitting here in the Twin Baron November 1879er Lima. We have already flown this aircraft. We are recreating a flight, another flight by Skyline Baron Pilot. Her name is Valerie. You can check out her YouTube channel in the link in the description below. You can also find a link to the actual flight that we are doing. They were trying to go from really South Florida down here where their airplane is based, down by Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale area, trying to go up into Central Florida to Lakeland for an air show and fly in up there. And I was watching the video, and they had to divert because of weather and shoot the ILS approach into Kissimmee, which is right there by Disney World and all that south of Orlando. And so I thought, well, that's a great little flight. Wouldn't take too much time here on my day. So yeah, thought we would do that, but here we are. Valerie is the pilot. She is amazing. I really enjoy her videos, and one of the reasons why I enjoy her videos is because she narrates what she's doing, so it is very instructional. It's very educational, so it has a lot of reinforcing within it, because that repetition is part of education and stuff, and so I really enjoy her videos. And plus, her airplane is this Twin Baron, which is just amazing. And so they live on a, looks like a community fly-in place called Antiquers Aerodrome. I think it's FD08, which is Foxtrot Delta 08. But on the, if I look over here at Sky Vector, it just says Antiquers Aerodrome Private. It doesn't actually have an identifier with it here. But we've flown this. We flew here up to Waycross, Georgia. This livery, and recreated one of her flights before. I think her husband name is Eric, I think, and he's usually in the right seat with her when they go flying. It was pretty interesting because in part, this is actually a two-part video series that they did, and then I watched the video where they actually flew from Kissimmee into actually Lakeland. And it was pretty funny. There were some parts of the video where she's like, "No touchy," because he's zooming in and out of the avionics and the map, and she's like, "No touchy," to him. So yeah, it was pretty funny. But you can kind of see we got marginal weather here, so we'll get our IFR clearance once we're up in the air. So pretty short flight, shouldn't be any problems. So let's go ahead and get in the aircraft here. I need to go in and into general options here and permanently, which is basically here, permanently raise the seat up. I am a tall boy, and so I like to fly as if I'm in the airplane. So I guess we could fly as if Valerie was in the airplane, but we'll fly as if I'm in the airplane. So I'm going to raise me up so I can see over the dash. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and get this all started. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the yoke so we can see all the switches and everything. And so we will come down here. We'll go ahead and turn on the batteries and get these avionics booted up. Turn on the avionics master. Come over here. We got to press this little button for this guy over here, get him all warmed up. You can see, and this is also an upgrade. So I have not flown the Baron here on live stream since the game updated the avionics to the G1000 NXI. So like they did, I think they went with like a brand called Avidyne or something, if you look in their real world videos. Yeah, I think that's what it was. So we've got an avionics upgrade here too. So we're just going to let everything warm up and line up and all this kind of stuff. You can see our magenta line there. We've already got our flight plan, our IFR flight plan, just like they had. There we go. Everything is now warmed up and ready to go, the avionics. So let's just come over here and just check everything. Props are full. We can go ahead and move the mixtures full rich. I see how Skyline Baron Pilot starts the airplane, but it's just too hard to do that with flying on a controller and stuff. So I do have a keyboard, but it's still just too hard to turn it over, and once it gets going, then add mixture and all this. It's just too hard. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those in the full rich. And come over here. We're operating the airplane, so let's go ahead and turn on some anti-smash lights. And go ahead and turn on those lights. I'm going to confirm that the parking brake is set. We cannot open the little window here, but if I could, I would. We'll go ahead and assume that we have actually done that here. We'll probably close up the cowl flaps, and yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close these up for start. Let everything warm up. I know we're in Florida, but we'll let everything warm up still. All right, everything is looking good in the neighborhood. We'll turn on the pitot heat and all that kind of stuff once we get everything started. So, all right, let me kind of get in a good position so we can see everything, the prop, the starter, the throttles, and all that. So let's go ahead now and make sure we've got fuel. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the fuel selectors on. Fuel selectors are now on. So we got fuel. Mixture is full. Fuel is on. We can come down here. It's actually quite interesting. Sometimes they model it, sometimes they don't. But I'm going to go ahead and turn on the fuel boost pump. And now we're going to crack the throttle. And you can see the fuel flow right there. So I'm going to go ahead and just crack the throttle. And let's come back so we can see the prop and the starter. And we're going to come down here to our magnetos. And we're going to go ahead and switch it on over here. And then like we usually do, can I get a clear prop? Come over here. Oil pressure's in the green. Oil pressure looks good. RPMs are right about 800. Just give it just a little more juice. Make it a little more juicy. There we go. All right, so left is started. Now what we're going to do is probably for takeoff, we'll turn these pumps back on, but let's go ahead and make sure that the mechanical driven fuel pump is working good, so everything is looking good in the neighborhood. All right, let's crack this throttle. Right pump coming on. We've got a little bit of fuel flow there. Again, we can actually see it. There goes the fuel flow right there. So let's go ahead and crack that throttle. Get us in a position where we can see the starter and the prop again. Come over here. And can I get a clear prop? Number 2. Things looking good. Get rid of that. Come over here. Got a good start on that, looks like. Oil pressure is already in the green. Oil temp is coming up. Cylinder head temperature is looking good. All right, now that we got engine started, let's go ahead and get on our alternators. There we go. Now we got the real juice. Got the real juice ready to go. And let's go ahead and turn off our fuel pumps. Make sure everything is looking good here. Everything does look pretty good. Letting all the temperatures come up. Oil pressure looks good. All right, well, we know, so we can, while we're sitting here, a couple things that we can do. One is, we can get the weather. But to get the weather, I'm gonna come over here to Sky Vector. And Boca Raton down here is 121.125. So 121.125. So I'm gonna come over here and double click that to go to COM 2. I don't know why I came over here. I don't know. Okay. I don't have to come. I can do it on mine, but okay. So 121. What? 125. Whoa. whoa, 1, 2, 5. Oh, like a little mini game. All right, and then what we'll do is we'll come over here onto our audio box and we'll turn on COM 2. All right, and now we can do is I don't need to like turn off the radio or anything. I'll just turn it off rather than, you know, changing the frequency. So we put it on COM 2. That's why we did that. All right, so it looks like we've got clouds and some weather just like they had to deal with in the real video. And again, you can watch their real flight. I left a link down in the description below. So yeah, so the wind looks good. So we're going to take off to the east just like they did. So we're kind of already down here at the end of the runway. Let's just see if everything is warming up, looking good. Let's fuel quantity is full. There we go, we got that all set and all that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of just taxi over here and see what's behind us here. Yeah, there's a house behind us. That's where they live. I don't, you know. So we're gonna kind of do an S-turn over here and get out of the way, and then we're gonna do the run up. So our prop wash is going back down that way. So all right, so parking brake comes off. Give her some juice. Like I said, we're just gonna kind of come over here and do like an S-turn here. That would be amazing though, to live on a, you know, have your house on your airport. There we go. All right, parking brake is set. Let's go ahead and go into the aircraft here. Parking brake is confirmed set. Fuel is check. Brakes and controls. Let's go ahead and do a control check here. So I'm on the stick and triggers here. So there's the triggers. Here's the stick. Looking good. So everything looks free, correct. All of that. So I'll go ahead and check that off. Trim and flaps. Let's go ahead and do the run up first, and then we'll get back to that. I don't want to throw debris during the run up onto my flaps. So let's go ahead and come up to about 2,000 RPMs. Well, we need the parking brake set. All right, so there's 2,000 RPMs. About, you know, just want about 2,000 RPMs. And we're gonna go ahead and check the magnetos. So what we're looking for is this right here, that to drop as I switch magnetos to right and left. So right, there's our drop in RPM, not a lot. Go back to both, let it come back up. So everything's, I'm checking my live stream now. So everything's looking good. And now I'll check the left magneto on the left engine. And that's looking good, so I'll go ahead and go back. Now I'll go over to the right engine and the right magneto. Looking good in the neighborhood. And left magneto on the right engine. Looking good. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and cycle the oil through the props. So this is actually, what this is going to do is this actually changes the pitch. And you'll hear the change of pitch. So we're going to cycle this, and what we should see here is we're going to do left engine first. This might go up just a little bit. This will drop substantially, and we also should see an oil pressure drop. So this little on top, the left, should go that way a little bit. So that's what we're looking for, and we're not looking for any smoke or oil to come flying out out the engine. So all right, so we're going to come over here and yep, there's the RPM drop. I didn't see much of a manifold pressure increase, but I definitely saw the RPM drop. Now I'm going to focus on the oil pressure gauge down there. And I see the oil pressure gauge drop, so there we go. No smoke, no oil. Go to the right engine. RPM drop. Don't really see a manifold pressure increase. Go ahead and cycle it again, just cycling the oil through. I see the oil pressure drop. All right, go back, and let's go ahead and check idle. All right. I think we've got a good airplane here. Just looking sure everything is in the green. Everything is looking good. All right. One of the other things we're doing before we complete our, go ahead and go back to our checklist, is I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to go ahead and preset autopilot stuff. So we're going to be taking off runway 9. It's actually 9 left, or it's 9 left, the south runway, she says sometimes, and all of this. So I'm going to go ahead and preset the heading bug to east. So in case so that way I can just do heading mode. It's already preset pretty much the direction we should be flying, east. So when we take off, you're going to be able to see the, you know, the Atlantic beach there of Florida and all this kind of stuff. I am going to, we filed for 6,000 feet, but you can see there that we've got some airspace around us and stuff. So 2,000 feet is kind of a restriction here for right now. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and pre-bug the autopilot to 2,000 feet also. I'm also going to go ahead and pre-bug in a flight level change with these avionics, which will tell the airplane to climb out at 120 knots. So it will maintain 120 knots. So that's what we are going to do. I'm also going to come over here and make sure that the flight director is on, and it is on. I'm going to go ahead and cycle the autopilot. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the... Very interesting. There it goes. So what I did is I turned the autopilot on, and then I cycled the yoke, and I moved it, the controls, to make sure that if I do a input, the autopilot automatically kicks off, right? So in case, you know, so that's what that was. So all right, so everything is looking. We're looking good now. I think we're ready to rock and roll and get back into our checklist. All right, so back into our checklist here. And next thing up is trim. So let's go ahead and there's the trim right here. I'm going to trim up just a little bit. We're on this grass field. Get the nose up. Rudder trim, aileron trim. Everything looks neutral there. I'll fly it. I'll stick and trigger that. So that's good. Flaps come down 1 notch. So there we go. Magnetos and systems, we already did that. So we did the run up, we did the checks and all of that. Carb heat. So we have the cowl flaps open right now, and I think everything is looking good in the green. So in terms of temps and all that, so I'm going to go ahead and leave the cowl flaps open. Radios are all ready to go. So we're dialed in right now to Antiquers. So we'll just do a uncontrolled airport kind of normal call, and then we'll call up whatever it is, Miami Center or whatever it is. It tells us on the ATC Palm Beach approach is what it says right now, but we'll see if that maintains there. So we're ready to go there. Transponder. There we go. There's something we would have missed if we didn't do the checklist. So that goes to VFR and altitude mode. So that is good. Transponder harnesses. I went ahead and locked the back of my seat. So I'm good there. Lights. Landing lights coming on. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the strobe on. So because there's a lot of airplanes around. Actually, it's pretty cool because they've now made it where you can toggle on. So I'm gonna toggle it on. See all those nameplates that came up? Those are all extra humans. I've turned off regular AI traffic. Those are all real people also in the flight sim here, so you can now toggle that on and off. That's amazing. So all right, lights. All right, so this now with the new avionics is actually really neat. So all of our V speeds and stuff are actually programmed in. You can actually see them right down here. So you got rotate speed, best angle, best climb out. This is all single engine. Gear speed and all that. We've also got, if you come over here to the backup, which I love steam gauges. So if you look over here, so we've got the same thing right over here. So 85 knots minimum, right? You got there is then 100, basically a little bit 100 roughly. We'll just go and say that's blue line speed. That's very important to us. So that's like that's the same as blue line speed is the same as VY. So all right, so there we go. Board. So anything less than V1, or basically we'll say rotate, then we are going to just yank everything back, hard brake, and stay on the ground and go straight. If we're in the air, then we're gonna deal with it in the air. So we've got, really the best thing for us to do is probably just try to reach the water. You'll see the Atlantic Ocean is going to be straight ahead of us, so that'd probably be the best thing to do, is just try to make the water. If anything else that, what does Valerie say in her videos? She says, what does she say? I watch the videos, but she says we'll identify, verify, and feather, because we're a twin engine. And what does everybody else say, like online? Aviate, navigate, and then communicate. So, okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and taxi out here. So we'll go ahead and make the call as if we're on, you know, on Unicom or traffic frequency here. So, Antiquers traffic. Baron 1879 Lima is going to back taxi runway 9 left, the south runway, Antiquers. All right, parking brakes coming off. It's pretty interesting because, you know, there's a whole nother way that we could actually be making this call, and it's by another YouTuber, pilot tuber as I like to call him, Dan Grider. You know, and part of what he talks about is, you know, is almost like have a conversation with other pilots, you know. So, you know, the way you could do it was you could do something like, you know, Antiquers traffic, anybody else out there? This is Baron 1879 Lima, Antiquers. And just see if, you know, somebody responds, and then start to actually have a talk about where you're at, what you want to do, intentions, and all that. Because we've had now some close calls, some actual mid-airs and all that at airports here in general aviation recently, where people are just telling them what they're, you know, where they're at, but not like really what they're doing, what their intentions are and stuff like that. So it's just a kind of a different way of thinking about having a conversation when you're at an uncontrolled area like this, rather than just like, hey, I'm here, this is what I'm doing, you know, you figure out what you want to do. No, have that conversation. I find it fascinating. So, all right, I think I've already set up views. There we go. I know you guys like that, the GoPro under the belly camera. So, all right, we've got that ready to go. And so, yeah, we are set to rock and roll. Okay, yeah, I think we're ready to go. And, oh, nope, I see something on the squawk box here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the pitot heat. It gives me a yellow warning here, and so I just turn it on. I go ahead and turn on the heat for the pitot tube out there, just so I don't have that on my screen. So, all right. So again, we are checklist. Oh, if you noticed, this is the checklist that I'm doing. It's a checklist box. It's actually made by Missionary Bush Pilot, who just bought his own airplane. So that right there is amazing. But check out his channel too. It's actually linked on my channel way down below on my channel. But he makes these and sells these. This is an affiliate link. I have an affiliate link down in my description. I thought it was a great idea. In his videos where he was flying in Papua New Guinea, in the Kodiak 100, you can see this up on his dash. So he actually really uses it. So that's what I have been using here for my checklist, because I think it's just amazing. All right, well, let's go to Kissimmee and shoot the runway 15 ILS approach. All right, brakes coming on, power's coming up, kick those turbos in. I like it. Brakes coming off, out the window. Stick and trigger time. Airspeed's alive, everything is in the green, I like it. 70 knots. There's VR, and there's rotate, and up we go. And positive rate, tap the brakes. Up we go. And, all right, flaps coming up. And we're just gonna climb out here before we make our call. We'll get, again, aviate first, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just climb up here and just, all right, 500 feet. I'm going to come back on the throttle just a little bit here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start getting set up before I start talking to center and getting our IFR clearance here. So I've got on the keyboard here, I've got the prop and all this. Trim. I got the props all set up, so. Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Manifold pressure. I've got the RPM on the left side. All right. Well, I'm just gonna fly here. Flaps are up. Gears up. Something's not right here. I'm not going that fast. Okay. I gotta remember what does Valerie say? I just said it. Not aviate, all that. Identify. Okay. So clearly it seems as if the left engine is defunct. All right. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fly this plane here first. I'm gonna get trimmed up. We've got 3 axis of trim. I have that actually programmed on the keyboard too, so that actually will help. Got traffic below us. I just saw it drop below the nose. Alright, I got the plane trimmed up. Not really sure what still is going on here. We're in a descent. I don't want to be in a descent. We're just going to go ahead and just keep flying over the water here. Alright. Well, let's see here. No, we're back in a climb here, slowing down. I want to slow down that blue line speed, so I'm gonna keep this thing above 120 knots. Alright, I think I'm comfortable letting go. I've got to use the controller. Alright, so if I throttle this back, nothing happens. Alright, so it's definitely the left engine out here we've got a problem. So with that, what happens if we feather this? Well, let's... Oh shit, it actually feathers. Oh. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, all right, now it's all right, retrim. I'm just flying the airplane right now. I'm just using the trim. Like I said, I got it on the keyboard, the trim, and on the controller, but all right. Let's take a look. Look at that. Check that out. Okay. Aviate, navigate, feathered, aviate, navigate, communicate. All right. So somewhere out there, I think I see the runway. That's Boca Raton. That's where we got ATIS from. So I'm gonna trim this up. I'm still in a turn here. Get this out of this turn. All right, still over 120 knots. We're still over 120 knots. A little turn to the right. We want to go back to Boca. Ooh, not big motions. I don't know, man. This is I feel like I'm just gonna fall out of the sky. The plane's doing everything great. I mean, it's got plenty of speed and all that. So, all right, I'm gonna come back here and all right, start communicating. So what did? Oh, I don't know what just popped up. No, I don't need nearest. I know where it's at, so I don't need nearest. So transponder code 77, right? 00 and ident. That is the emergency code. So, well, we had something. We had ATC set up. So Palm Beach approach. I'm gonna dial them. I don't want to deal with anybody else. So I'm just gonna call Palm Beach approach. Palm Beach approach. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Baron 1879er Lima is 6 miles to the east of Antiquers. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Baron 1879er Lima is single engine. Left engine is shut down and feathered like direct Boca Raton. So we're just going to kind of role play it here. So I would imagine with the squawk, they know where I'm at. With the ident, they know where I'm at. I don't even know the runways at Boca. I just know that Boca's right here because, again, in Valerie's video, Skyline Baron Pilot's videos, She talks about all the time. Even sometimes she says that they would go to Boca if they had a problem. So Boca is, I think there it is. It's right there on our map. It's just about to go out of view on the map. So I do have at least. So I'm not set up for this. I don't even know what the runways are. I would imagine it's got an east-west runway, but I don't even know. I mean, I guess I could look over here at this kind of just I can bring up because I already had Sky Vector up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and trim. We're still in a climb, so we could. I'm not gonna do anything with that other engine. I'm just gonna. It's running good. I'm just gonna let it be for right now. I'm not gonna mess with it. So it looks like runway 5 and 2-3. So runway 5 is what we're gonna do, and the reason being is because I think I watched the C-17. I think it was the C-17 crash where they had engine problems on one side and they turned into the bad engines. I remember that, so I'm going to say that I don't want to turn to the left that much, at least right now. So I want to look at that though. That's pretty crazy to see. Get chills. All right, so let's go ahead and say they would tell us to switch over to Boca. So Boca Tower, emergency Baron 79er Lima is right 45, runway 5. I'd like to take the runway 5. I'd like to continue to do right turns. I would imagine they would let me kind of do whatever I want. So we're basically going to do like a left pattern. We're actually kind of almost like in a downwind. So Boca Tower, emergency Baron 79er Lima. It's going to be turning an extended right downwind, runway 5. Okay. All right, so we're feathered. All right, the plane seems to be okay. I think I've got it pretty. I still got to fly it because you know it's a highly untrimmed state. I'm pretty high, so I need to come down. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce power here. And then it means I got to retrim this all up again. There we go. All right, start a descent. Not too much. Not too much. Not too much. Just come on down. I can. Okay, I can see over here now. I'm pointing to my TV like you can see it. Okay, I see Boca over here. Why? None of the failures work on Xbox, so I don't know what has happened, but somehow I pressed something or I broke something to do this. This never happened. I've never had an engine quit. I mean, the fuel's all good. I'm not going to try to do a restart, so we want to turn everything off for this engine. So I'm going to turn off the fuel. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the alternator, the battery, the magnetos. I guess I could have tried the fuel pump but no, it's too late now. We're just, I'm going to go ahead and bring everything back. Okay, we're in a nice little descent now. I like the descent we've got. I need to put in some more rudder trim though. I think we're still going a little sideways with the rudder. Okay. All right, where's my airport? Where's my airport? Okay, there's Boca. All right, yeah, we're gonna extend out. I saw some traffic too. All right, we still gotta retrim here, and this we're faster now, so it needs a retrim. All right, come back on that power on that engine, and again, I really don't want to mess with that engine. It's working good. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna use it. All right, so something else we could do is we could come right here. Yeah, right there. Change that, and now using the keyboard, I'm going to go ahead and change. We're going to land on runway 5, so I'm going to change that to VOR, and then I'm going to use the course. And so there we are. We're perfect. Now we've got a visual on our instruments about the way that the runway is oriented. So we're at 139 knots. I like it. Remember, 120 now is our DMMS. I've just designated that. That's what that D in DMMS. That also comes from Dan Grider. And also Flight Chops, but Dan Grider DMMS, it's an airline thing, designated minimum maneuvering speed. Actually, I'm fascinated about how well the plane is actually just, I got it trimmed up, and how well the plane is actually flying without, it's pretty ominous to look over there and see that prop not spinning. That's pretty cool though. It's pretty cool that the sim actually does that. So Asobo Studios and Microsoft, you developers, well done. Now I'm gonna have to go to the Beech 18 and check that out. And other twins. That's cool. Okay. All right, here we go. We're gonna try to land this thing. Ooh. All right. Boca Tower. Emergency Baron 79er Lima is going to be doing a right 180 for final. Runway 5. All right. All right, yeah, I like it. I'm going to go ahead and start our turn. Maybe about 20 degrees, huh? So we won't even do a standard turn. We won't do 30 degrees. We'll just do 20 degrees. All right, we're 500 feet above traffic pattern now, so I'd rather be a little high. We've got a little bit of a descent, so everything's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and go to this view. So out there is Boca, so we can just kind of see our turn. Where's Boca? I think it's right there above the nose. Yeah, I see it's that blue dot on our map there. Not the one we're about to face, but the other one that's closer to the shore. All right, 1,200 feet. I'm gonna get set up so I can actually see Boca before I want to have runway in sight before I really start messing with this airplane. All right, I got runway in sight. I got the runway in lights and all that. So Boca Tower, Emergency Baron 79er Lima, runway in sight. All right, coming back, runway in sight. Gears coming down, flaps coming down. All right, I'm gonna just keep with approach flaps. All right, oh, well, 120. DMMS, 120. Remember that, we don't want to go below 120. Need a little bit more trim, like Blanco Ariel says, trim. All right, I think we're in a fairly stable approach here. Around 400 feet per minute. Approach flaps are down. We're still above our DMMS, 120. All right, runway in sight. I would imagine we've already gotten clear to land. I don't know what to expect from the airplane when I go into the flare. Well, it should. If I power off, it actually should be easier to fly. But I've got all this trim set up, so I don't know what that's going to be like. All right, DMMS, we're looking good. I'm not going to put that last flaps in until we know we've got this airport made. We're landing at Boca Raton. I'm not doing no go-round with a single engine. We're landing here. All right, I think we're on a pretty good stable approach. Come back to power. I think I'm a little high. Come back off this power. Pitch the nose down just a little bit. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. I think I see 2 red, 2 white there. I've never been more stressed flying this Microsoft Flight Simulator. My hand's gonna get all cramped up. No, I think I'm still 500 feet. Okay, I like it though. We got the airport. We're a little high. That's okay. I'm okay with that. All right, I definitely am gonna say we've got the airport made. Full flaps coming in. There goes our, now we're on VREF. Blue line speed, which is 100. Right at 100, there we go, right at 100, right at 100. Airport's made, I'm coming back to idle. Whoa, come on now. Oh, come on, whoa, come on. We're down. We're down. Oh. Oh. All right, we're just gonna take this right here. I'm just gonna go over here to the ramp. Guess we ought to make it look like we know what we're doing. Oh, yeah, we know what we're doing. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I want to figure out. Okay, we shut this down. So now I'm going to go ahead and bring up the flaps. Flaps coming up. All right, so let's go through this. So I'm going to turn the fuel on. Fuel's on. I'm going to go back. Propeller full. Mixture full. I'm going to go ahead and turn this battery back on. Alternator back on. I'm going to go ahead and just turn on the left boost pump. And again, if I cycle this throttle, well, we got fuel. See, fuel came up there in the left. And so yeah, let's try to start this, huh? Don't need to yell clear prop. Haven't shut down the red engine yet. So parking brake is on. And okay, it starts right back up. Nope. Doesn't. No, it's just dying. But everything is the same. Give it some more throttle. See, look at this. Something's not right because look, it's indicating manifold pressure. RPM. Boom, manifold pressure just dies. Look at that. Look at that. The manifold pressure just dies. And the engine dies. Alright, so it's a dead engine. So, alright, so left alternator's coming off, left battery's coming off. You can stay now full RPM. This goes back. Yeah, that's. I don't know. Hey, if you're out there, if you're on the Xbox Series X or Xbox Series S even, have you ever had this happen? Because I've tried the failures. You know, you can program in failures, but they're like glitch. It's just like the airplane, like the whole airplane just dies as soon as you load it in. So has this ever happened to you? Huh. I mean, we had the fuel, so we got fuel. Like I said, it indicates fuel just like when we started. Well, I turned everything off now, so. All right, so that goes off, that goes off, that goes off. We're going to leave the lights on now. Landing lights can come off for now. And let's go and pull the mixture on this one. There we go. Well, we did not get to Kissimmee like Valerie, Skyline Baron Pilot, did in their video. Definitely a learning experience here. Now I'm worried about if this is going to happen all the time in this airplane. That is there a glitch or is there something not? If there's a glitch in the left engine. So all right, nav lights, beacon, strobe, magneto's coming off, master's coming off, and right alternator, right battery. Wow. Well, I wanted a shorter live stream, but I really didn't expect it to be short because of something like this. But this is definitely something I'm going to watch back and stuff like that. But I will I'll probably go in and add the chapters. That was interesting, I have to say. That was very, very interesting. So, well, if you join me, yeah, welcome to my live stream here. So, but yeah, let me go through. I guess I'll just shut it down, the live stream, and I don't want to restart or anything like that. It was actually pretty fun and all that to have that happen. Like I said, never happened before. But if it has happened to you, leave a comment down below if you would, please. So, but again, I'll add chapters here in after the video. I will go ahead and add chapters so you can actually click ahead to, I don't know what chapters are going to be now, but I will. I'm also running a giveaway. Once I reach 500 subscribers, down in the link, you can click on or find the official rules for the giveaway. So please do that. This was supposed to be a recreated flight of Skyline Baron Pilot. You can find her link to her YouTube channel in the description below, along with the flight that I was going to do, but maybe now I'll reschedule that for a later date and so on. And so my next live stream, as I have mentioned already, but my next live stream will be Sunday morning at 9 a.m. That is Sunday, October 16th at 9 a.m. So please come by and chat. I really do like to have people in chat to talk to and all that. And plus I do this because it's fun. I like to have a good time. I like to talk to people, and it's somewhat instructional. This was one heck of an instructional live stream, having our left engine quit. And so, yeah. So, and then with that, subscribe if you haven't. Click that like button if you do. Please comment and share. Come join me in chat on a future live stream. And game on, because I'm your favorite gamer's favorite uncle. I am Uncle Mike. Bye, everybody. What just happened? Like, literally, the failures are bugged. What? Wow. But that was amazing. That was amazing.